So thank you for joining us this evening. And to our, long-term members or any new members that we have, you know how I feel about you guys. We could not do this without you. So thank you very much for joining us week after week and riding with us. This is year 3.5. Yeah,
actually started in March of
2020 is when we did the thing, but we started beforehand in November of 2019 is when
November 2019
conversation began.
That's when the conversation began, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because that kind of ties into our announcement this evening. This all started, so Alicia just said, November of 2019. After Cheree, we were all part of a group called Black Blockchain Consultants. We were the founders in that group as well. And Cheree would go on live from time to time, and she'd always talk about kind of, how hard it is for Black founders to raise capital. And, a couple of times she said, it's like, it's not that difficult. If 10,000 of us got together and we all put $100 in, we'd raise $1 million for a founder. We can go ahead and do that over and over again. And she said it about 10 times, right? In 10 different meetings. And finally, one day I said, when are you going to do something about it and not just keep talking about it? And she said, there's no way I could do that by myself. And then we said, you don't have to do it by yourself. We got you. And that's kind of how this started. It all started from Cheree's amazing insight into the world. And for those of you who have gotten to know Cheree over the years, she has brilliant ideas. She is an amazing innovator. She really does think light years ahead, in my opinion. And so, when we were part of the Black Blockchain Consultants, the joke was, you got to listen, because Cheree's giving out business ideas. Like she'd come up with something to be like, that's a cool business idea. And she'd be like, somebody better do it. And so with this one, it was, another thing she was waiting for someone else to do. But we were the someones in this situation. It was meant for us to do this. It was meant for us to be here and to start this vision. And we would not be here without Cheree's insight into how easy it is to help Black founders raise capital. One person trying to raise $1 million from one person is definitely not easy. But one person trying to raise $1 million from 10,000 people who gave 100 is doable, and it's being done every day. And the 10K project is contributing to that success from a Black founder capital building standpoint. And so, Cheree, thank you very much for saying the idea. Thank you for trusting us enough to help you build it, because we would not be here without you.
Well, I love all of you. Tawana was that person who looked at me and was like, we're going to do something about that. And Talisha was obviously in the meeting as well. And I have a very, my goodness. Okay. So many of you know that I have been a business plan writer for 10 years now. And over the past few years, being a business plan writer has been very draining for me. So I, last year, started embarking on looking for my next opportunity, looking for a job, reached out to my network, and one of the people in my network decided to hire me. And I have been hired to help build a division of an already successful company, which is really an excellent opportunity. Looking at that, however, I have to let certain things go in my life in order to focus on that 100%. And this is the hardest thing for me to do, is to let go of the 10K project. So, I had a conversation with Tawana, and I broke the news to her a couple of months ago, and we have been working on the back end to make sure that there is a seamless transition for Tawana actually wearing the crown of the 10K project. we've done some amazing things together. Cobain and Talisha has done amazing things behind the scenes. You're going to start seeing them in front of the camera. And I am not going away permanently. You will see me pop in. I still will be working with you with regards to doing certain things like Miss Beverly is coming back. And I am working with Miss Beverly with regards to making sure that that whole second class goes off without a hitch. And we have some other things that are happening within the 10K project. Tawana will always be able to reach out to me. Many of you already have my cell phone number, so.
Cheree's going to come back and she's going to host a business plan mastermind for us.
Yes, to help you with your business plans with regards to helping you write them.
Right, not write them for you.
Not write them for you.
Not write them for you.
Yeah, I will always be in the Knowledge Center and available with regards to if you ever want to raise funding for your business, and you're like, Cheree, I don't really know where to go. Every bank is turning me down, that's what I excel at, is kind of pointing you in the right direction. And I hope to always be a resource to the community, but I will. So yeah, Tawana Chapman is saying it. Yeah, it's the toughest decision that I've had to make in a very long time, because I consider 10K project like an extension of my mission and my purpose, but I'm learning that I can only focus on a certain number of things. And this opportunity is going to be like my main breadwinner right now. And it doesn't mean that I won't come back. And hopefully Tawana will accept me back when the time arrives.
And remember, your mission doesn't stop because you step away.
Yeah.
You've handed the torch over, and we believe in the mission. We live this mission. When Cheree presented that she was, really thinking about taking this other opportunity and having to step away. And I know how much work she does and what she takes on, for the last few years. I've been the one saying, you can't. I think you guys may have heard me say that to her before. It's like, no, Cheree can't do one more thing. Right. Yeah. So I knew that with her taking this other opportunity, she has to focus on it. And so obviously I had to consider, is this something I want to continue, right? Because we've been a partnership. This is our third business together. And I had to consider, am I ready to fly without Cheree, right? And the answer is absolutely. The mission continues. We have done amazing work here over these last 3.5 years for Black founders, for this community, for ourselves. I've been the biggest, I've been the loudest proponent of the 10K project, in the best student even, right? I think everything that we present to the 10K project, I absorb like a sponge, because this is meant to make our lives better, right? And we're doing that. We do it, and we know we're doing it with every post that people put in our Facebook group, every email that we get with people saying, oh my God, this session was so great. Just even in the chat, you guys talked about how you just enjoyed Dr. Cheree. We're making an impact in our community. What I know to be true is we have not waited so long to excel in our lives because we couldn't. It is because we did not have the proper information to help us be successful. And the thing that we do amazingly here is we expose you to all the things. Now, what you do with that information, that's on you, right? But what you can't say is that you didn't know. And so, because we're informing you about everything, that's the core of the 10K project, right? It started with the investing, and it morphed into something so much greater than that, that the mission here is not one person's mission. It's all of our mission. When I decide to step away, someone else will take this torch, right?
Mhm.
It is our personal Olympics that's happening here. The 10K project will continue forever. It will look differently in 5 years. It will look differently in 10 years, but it will continue because all of our people need this information. One of the reasons I wanted to bring my son into this is we need a younger voice. We've been saying for years, you know, we have the Bet on Black pitches, bring the kids in front of the computer so that they can see the amazing work these founders are doing. But they also need to see someone that looks a little closer to their age so that they then too can learn how to build wealth. Because what we don't want to do is build it at our generation. You guys remember the book we reviewed, and it talked about how wealth, it takes those 3 generations.
Three generations.
Right. And so what we need is we need the younger generation to be able to relate to what's happening here and the conversations that we're having here so that they can make mindful decisions for themselves, right? They are some of the most innovative, right? The generational wealth may come from our children, not from us, right? Mm-hmm. So we have to be mindful of that as well. And so you know, who's at the helm doesn't matter as much as the fact that as a community, we take this information that we learn and we do something with it, and that we invest in these Black founders so that they can change the world, so that they can now hire more Black people, so that what we just learned about the job report and all of that stuff, we can change that within our community. How cool would it be for Dr. Cheree to talk about a job report and then have a caveat that says, but in the Black community, right, employment is thriving? How cool would that have been had she been able to say that? Imagine in 5 years, if we keep doing what we do, she'll be able to say that.
Yeah.
And so Cheree is not leaving. She's stepping away in a different capacity, but she'll be back. For one, you see how she loves that session with Dr. Cheree. If for no other reason, we got to bring her back so they can talk politics, because y'all know I ain't really for the politics, right? So if nothing else, you see how she lights up when we talk about politics?
Because politics and wealth are politics and wealth are inextricably connected. That is why your billionaires spend so much money buying their politicians, you know, and the other thing I will say is that the 10K project, I knew this before, but it really taught me that the knowledge, all of the knowledge that we need to exceed and excel is within the Black community. How did we find Dr. Cheree? Tawana and I were flapping our lips on here. We're like, yeah, you know, find an economist. I didn't know an economist. And all of a sudden, Dr. Cheree emails me behind the scenes after that session.
I'm an economist.
I'm an economist. I'm like,
there's a Black one? Wait.
It's like, and every time I think, well, you know, we don't know anybody like that. We put it out to our community and someone invariably either raises their hand or knows somebody. They introduce us saying, oh, you know, 10K Project was looking for this expert or that expert, et cetera. It just goes to show us that everything we need is literally 1 to 2 degrees away from the 10K Project. And what ultimately I would love to see is, again, we haven't talked about it in a long time, but the 3 parts working together: the entrepreneurs raising capital, the investors, all of us putting in $100, $200, and then the group of experts, because those entrepreneurs are going to need us to help them, not just with cash, but with connections, with expertise, et cetera. And if those 3 parts can come together, that triangle can come together, we're unstoppable. And it doesn't take the entire Black community. If 10,000 of us came together and did that little thing, we're unstoppable. We talked about those 18 people in Congress.
Did, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about 18 people in Congress. We can get 10,000 people, 20,000, 100,000 people in the 10K Project. Game over.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've got an amazing, just this quarter, we've got the grant masterclass coming up, a second one on business grants. We've got someone that's going to talk to us about the solar energy business. I talked to a gentleman today. I was talking to him about something else and found out that he was a founder in a group I follow about vending machines. We have been trying to get a vending machine person last year, and she canceled on us a couple of times. So I've got that connected. We're getting ready to schedule. We've got a founder that's going to teach us about the trucking business. We've reached out to someone to teach us about buying pallets. We've reached out to someone to talk to us about white labeling cosmetics and hair care. Gone are the days when you got to go to China to get your white labeled, hair care and personal care products. We found a sister that is doing this in Texas. Like, we've got an amazing lineup of ways that you can start either thinking about a completely new career, right? Like Talisha said, building your own business, right? Really seeing yourself as the business and stepping away and doing that thing, or getting a side hustle. Right here is where you're going to learn some of these things and these ways that people are being able to say, thank you, corporate America, but I'm good, I'm done, right? We're giving you the artillery that someone used earlier in order to be able to make those decisions for yourself without some of the duress we feel when we make decisions without financial freedom. And so we've got, and that was just the stuff we got booked through March. Okay. We didn't even tackle April yet. Yes. So we are busy. Yes. So don't you worry. There's plenty here. Cheree will pop in. I will keep her up to speed on the successes. She's a member, right? So she know how to log in.
Please stop my membership.
Right. She know how to log in. She's a member. So she's not going far.
So a couple of final things. Yes, Miss Beverly is coming back. She will be here on Monday, January 30th to talk about the upcoming Grant Mastermind class. The Grant Mastermind session will be a 6-week session on getting grants for your business. When I talked with Miss Beverly, she said that there are some new things that have come out that she is going to teach in that February class. So even if you took the real estate class, you can take this one as well, because it's going to be all new content. During the 6-week grant masterclass, we talk about how to find the grants. Like, she actually opens up the website, shows us how to do the research. She talks with us about how to get the network connections that we need in order to get those grants, how to apply for them, how compliance, I know compliance can sound boring to people, but compliance can either make or break you with regards to getting more and more and more grants. That is how Elon Musk got billions of dollars of grants for his business. It's because he also thought not only about getting the first one, but about that compliance and being a serial grantee. So that class is going to start on February 15th. Hopefully next week this time, I'll have all the instructions, have everything set up for you. So if you want to get in that class early, you'll be able to do that. Again, Miss Beverly, you'll be back on Monday, January 30th to talk from her perspective about some of the new things that are happening. Even though there's a lot of gridlock in the government, those 18 are not crazy enough to mess with the business grants, because that messes with their campaign contributors. So, they'll make sure that those things are funded, and we will have the opportunity to participate in that. I also want to make sure everyone knows, if you were part of Miss Beverly's first class, that the monthly mentoring sessions are going to start on February 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and they're going to be the first Thursday of every month at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I already sent an email about that. And if you are a part of the Student Housing Masterclass, the makeup session for that is on January 18th. Wednesday, January 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be there for that. We're going to have a great session talking about how you can get those rooms rented and cash those checks. So I wanted to make sure that I made all of those announcements for you.
Very good. Well, thank you very much. Thank you to everyone again for riding with us for this now 3.5 years. This has been an amazing journey. I look forward to what the future holds. The 10K project future is bright. And so, you know, we press forward. Cheree, again, thank you for being a visionary. Thank you for, you know, moving 10K project to the place we are today. And we look forward to making you proud with continuing your dream and realizing it even more than we have today. Talisha and Cobain, thank you guys for coming in front of the camera for me. I appreciate that. And I look forward to many, many more conversations about amazing topics, controversial topics, right? Anything that we need to tell our people so that they win, we need to be telling them, right? We need to protect them. We need to take care of them. This is our community, and they need us to, you know, find those innovative things that not many people are talking about and present it to them first. They need us to bring thought leaders to them so that they can be inspired, so that they can have the best and live the best lives they possibly can. And so I look forward to working, continuing to work with the two of you so that we can be successful in that mission. So thank you both very much.
Thank you so much, everybody.
All right, everyone, enjoy your week. Have an amazing week. Cheree, the people are telling you you'll be missed.
I know, I'll miss you all as well, seeing your faces, but I'll be around.
And you'll see her on camera for the rest of this month. She'll be here in the month of February, but she'll be kind of behind the scenes. We'll be transitioning some things. So you've got her for the rest of this month visually, and then know that she'll be behind the scenes in February. And then I'm gonna be forced to kind of let her go in March because she's gotta get on with what she's been doing right now. She's multitasking because she stayed around a couple of extra months to really help with the transition. So I appreciate that tremendously, because, you know, she could have just bounced. So the fact that she didn't, and the fact that she is, you know, till the end, she is riding and being so helpful. And so that's how you know that this was special, and this was true partnership, and this was meaningful. And so, you know, you're class act, Cheree. You are class act.
And next week is going to be all about how to buy and rehab properties. I was speaking with some of my real estate people today, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities across the country. So y'all want to get in the real estate game or just learn about it. Sometimes you just learn about stuff and keep it in the back of your head. So next week. All right, everybody. All right, God bless you. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at the Bet on Black pitch. For those of you who are members, if you're not a member, the10kproject.com. Check out the website. If you're not a member yet, you missed all those holiday specials that we had. The holiday specials are unfortunately over. But I still think for the value that we add, our membership prices are very, very affordable. And so please consider joining us. You know, for anyone who's new this evening, thank you. I am a firm believer that there's nothing more important than the giving of one's time. And so thank you guys for giving us yours this evening. We appreciate you. And I cannot wait to build and grow wealth with each and every one of you. So have a good evening, everyone.